Our story begins with a girl named Busaba. Now, Busaba wasn't your typical high school student. She was a bully. She spent her days teasing and harassing the other girls, especially those on her sports team. But here's the thing, nobody ever complained. Why? Because Busaba had everyone convinced that she was the teacher's absolute favorite. She'd tell them, "Go ahead, tell on me. They won't believe a word you say." And so, everyone stayed silent. Time passed, and a new girl named Jin joined the school. On her very first day, Jin met a girl named Orn. Orn and her group were welcoming, but they gave Jin one piece of very serious advice. "Be friendly with everyone, Jin, but stay far away from Busaba. She's the odd one out. She picks fights, creates drama, and the teachers just let her get away with it because they adore her." While they were talking, another girl named Hong walked up. It turned out Hong and Jin had gone to the same school before. Hong was so happy to see her friend, but when she heard about Busaba, she had a different perspective. She told the group, "You know, there was a girl exactly like Busaba at our old school. Everyone was scared of her too. But one day, we decided to teach her a lesson. We handled it so well that she never bothered anyone ever again." Hearing this, Orn felt a spark of hope. Maybe, with Jin and Hong together, they could finally stand up to Busaba. But Busaba didn't wait. From a nearby table, she started shouting at Hong, mocking and teasing her. Jin felt her blood boil. She couldn't understand why this strange girl thought she could just pick fights with whoever she wanted. Later, inside the basketball stadium, Busaba went too far. She started bullying one of the girls in Jin's inner circle. Jin had finally had enough. She walked right up to Busaba and said, "If you're really as cool as you think you are, stop picking on people to prove it. Come on, beat me in a game, then maybe everyone will actually believe you're the best." Busaba, never one to back down, accepted the challenge. They played, and Jin gave it everything she had. In the end, Jin won. Busaba was humiliated in front of everyone. Shaking with rage, Busaba lunged at Jin to hit her, but right at that second, the coach stepped in and dragged Busaba away. As the girls regrouped, Jin asked a question that had been bothering her. "Why is she like this? Why does she act this way?" The girls explained the sad truth. Busaba was actually a senior who had failed her grade. She had to repeat the year and join their class. She felt like a failure, so she vented her anger by being a bully. And because she was actually very smart and performed well in class, the teachers really did protect her. Later that day, while they were eating, Jin accidentally spilled something on her clothes. She went to clean up and bumped into a boy named Gun. Gun was charming and tried to be very friendly with Jin, but Jin's friend rushed over and whispered, "Don't talk to him! Gun is Busaba's friend! If she finds out you're talking to him, she'll come for your head!" Jin listened and stayed away. At first, but a few days later, Gun reached out to Jin himself. He genuinely liked her. Jin found herself liking him too, and soon they became secret friends. Then, a major change happened at school. Busaba called Jin for a private talk. "Look," Busaba said, "from today on, no more fighting. I'll mind my business, you mind yours. Don't touch my life, and I won't touch your friends. Deal." Jin, wanting peace, agreed. Then Busaba asked for a favor. She wanted Jin to go with her to an academy where she used to teach young children. Jin suggested, "Why don't you take your friend Gun?" Busaba's face darkened. "No! He's been talking to some girl lately." Jin felt a massive wave of guilt. She was that girl, feeling like she was cheating on Busaba's friendship with Gun. She agreed to go to the academy out of pity, but it was a trap. There was no teaching. Busaba had brought Jin there just to humiliate her in front of her own friends. Jin was furious. This was pure insolence. She told Busaba she was going to the teachers this time. Busaba just laughed. "Tell whoever you want. It won't matter." In the middle of this mess, Gun called Jin. He tried to calm her down, telling her to just stay away from Busaba and things would settle, but things were about to get much worse. Busaba found proof, actual evidence that Gun was seeing another girl. She confronted him with the evidence, and Gun was busted. A huge fight broke out. But honestly, Gun was relieved. He was fed up with Busaba's toxicity and used the fight as a reason to break up with her on the spot. This sent Busaba into a total frenzy. She started physically attacking Gun so violently that the coach had to restrain her again. This time, there was no hiding it. Busaba's good girl mask shattered. The school management saw her true, aggressive nature and decided to expel her. Busaba was beyond angry. She was unhinged. The entire school lived in fear, wondering if she'd do something desperate before she left. The next day, the school was quiet. When the news spread that Busaba had officially left, the students were overjoyed. They felt free, but that joy turned into pure horror. When a new report came in, Busaba was dead. Everyone assumed she couldn't handle the shame of being expelled and had taken her own life. A funeral was held, and many students, including Jin's group, attended to pay their respects. But while the funeral was happening, something dark was going on miles away. Someone was performing an ancient, dark ritual. Back at the funeral, the scene turned into a nightmare. Busaba's coffin suddenly creaked open. It was as if someone was calling her spirit back to the world of the living. That night, the girls were so terrified they all slept in the same room. Just as they were drifting off, one girl woke up with a start. She felt Busaba calling her. Suddenly, a chair in the room slowly turned toward her, as if an invisible person had just sat down. The girl screamed in terror. Her friends calmed her down, telling her, "It's just a bad dream. Busaba is dead. She can't come back." But the next morning, they found something chilling at the basketball court. It was covered in trash, but not normal trash. It was items used in black magic. The school sweeper was trembling, saying these items were specifically for summoning spirits. Despite their fear, the girls had to practice. While they were playing, one of the friends saw Busaba's ghost standing right there. She fainted on the spot. When she woke up, she was hysterical. They all realized the truth. Someone had brought Busaba back. Suddenly, the sweeper appeared again, but she wasn't herself. Her movements were jerky, her voice distorted. Busaba's spirit had possessed her. The sweeper looked at the four girls and hissed, "Yes, I am Busaba! I've come for revenge!" "None of you will leave here alive." Thinking fast, Jin turned on her phone's bright flashlight and aimed it at the spirit. It worked. The spirit fled the sweeper's body. The terrified girls ran to Gun. He decided to take them to a shaman. The shaman took one look at them and confirmed their worst fears. "A spirit is following you," he said, "summoned by black magic for one purpose, revenge. If you don't send it back within 3 days, it will kill everyone who wronged it." The girls begged for help. The shaman explained that they had to find the person who performed the ritual and burn their magic items. He gave them a special ritual dagger to protect themselves. But before he could finish his instructions, Busaba's spirit attacked Jin right there. They all scrambled and fled in terror. The next day, Jin went on a mission. She had to find the person who woke Busaba. She went to Busaba's old room hoping for a clue. Instead, she found the ghost. Busaba knocked her down and whispered, "You all killed me together, didn't you? Now, I'll kill you all. Tomorrow, one by one, you die." Jin tried to use the dagger, but the spirit vanished into thin air. Later, during a school exam, the unthinkable happened. Busaba's spirit appeared in the middle of the hall, visible to everyone. The students panicked and bolted for the exit. The teachers tried to lie, saying, "It's just exam stress. You're hallucinating." But then, Busaba possessed a professor. Through the professor's mouth, she screamed, "I am not a hallucination. I am here for revenge." "In the chaos," one girl whispered to Jin, "I heard Busaba's father practices black magic." The group rushed to Busaba's house. Sure enough, they found a room filled with dark artifacts. Just then, Busaba's father arrived. He looked terrified. In his panic to get away from them, he scrambled onto the roof, slipped, fell, and died instantly. The girls grabbed the magic items and, despite being injured and exhausted, rushed them back to the shaman. "Burn them!" the shaman yelled. "Burn them and you'll be safe!" They watched the items turn to ash. Finally, they felt they could breathe. The nightmare was over, or so they thought. As Jin was walking to meet Gun later that day, she passed a market. She saw an old man selling the exact same items they had just burned. She asked him what they were. The man replied, "Oh, these are used to break black magic spells." Jin's heart dropped into her stomach. She realized their mistake. Busaba's father wasn't the one who summoned her. He was the one trying to stop her. By burning those items, they had destroyed the only protection they had. The clock struck midnight. The rampage began. Busaba first went for the shaman, finishing him off in his weakened state. Then, she found another girl from the group and tortured her to death. Next was Gun. Gun was driving his car, feeling a presence in the back seat. He couldn't see anyone, but he felt the cold. He tried to escape, and Jin arrived, trying to pull the car door open from the outside, but it was locked by an unseen force. Busaba revealed herself to Gun in the dark car. He lost his mind with fear. Busaba took control of the steering wheel, crashed the car, and Gun was killed instantly. Only 3 were left. Jin, desperate and crying, searched for her remaining friends. She found them at the basketball court. Orn was there, praying fervently. Orn told Jin they needed to call the others, but Hong, who was standing in the shadows, spoke up in a cold, strange voice. Everyone else is dead, Orn. Only the two of us are left. We must pray for Busaba's soul. Jin was confused. Hong, what are you saying? Hong looked at them with eyes full of hate. Is what I said wrong? This is what should have happened to all of them. Don't you remember what you did to Busaba that night? Then the truth finally came out in a flashback. Busaba hadn't killed herself. On the night she was expelled, she had confronted the girls. She was in a blind rage and tried to attack Jin. Jin, acting in self-defense, pushed Busaba away. But Busaba stumbled back toward a railing, lost her balance, and her head hit a structure with such force that she died instantly. The girls had panicked. They didn't want to be murderers. So, they staged the scene and made a video to make it look like a suicide to acquit themselves of any blame. Orn cried out, Hong, you're our friend. Why are you on her side? Hong's voice cracked with emotion. Because I loved Busaba. You didn't know, and you killed her. I'm the one who brought her back. I summoned her soul to get the justice. You denied her. Hong began to attack Orn. Then, the spirit of Busaba appeared in its full, terrifying form. Jin tried to save Orn, but she was powerless. Busaba looked at Jin and smiled a twisted smile. What do you think, Jin? Will I let you go? Will I kill you easily? No, I'm going to take your body. I will live the life I deserved inside of you, and in the end, you will be the one who is gone. At school, everyone talks about the tragedy of how 4 friends died in a series of accidents. Only Jin and one other friend are seen walking the halls. But what the students don't know, what nobody knows, is that the girl they see isn't Jin anymore. Inside that body is Busaba, and she's still there, watching, waiting, and troubling them all. The nightmare never really ended.